You know what would help the safeties? D-line playing better and the linebackers playing better.
Yeah.
And they need to play better than what they did against Baltimore.
Well, and especially with Ed Oliver out, right? So now you got issues behind you and in front of you. They're going to try to run. They're going to try to play action.
Exactly.
They're going to do a light version Temu Ravens, right?
Temu Ravens or Ravens Zero Sugar.
Oh, that's not bad. It's what the Jets, zero sugar.
Zero sugar. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates here in beautiful East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We hit 40K this past week. We thank all of you. I was telling Dan, I remember the first time I came down here for a Bills-Jets game was the old stadium.
1942.
That I think I liked more than this one. This is the most boring stadium in the NFL, but
By
that's
far.
a different story.
Yes.
And the game was wild. Jets fans set fire to the seats upstairs. I think it's on YouTube. And Rick Azar was the sports director at Channel 7. I was standing next to him, and a Jets fan threw a beer and hit him like in the shoulder. I was like, I grew up going to games in Philly. This is wild down here with the Jets. So it's been a lot of years and a lot of games. This place is still boring, but I think the game on Sunday is going to be fun.
It is a big parking lot here. That is pretty much all that is around it. You're not missing much by being here. Our first road trip of the season. The coverage always continues. Early on this week, Mike talked to Janae Coakley of SNY, got to preview about what's going on with the Jets. We've had our podcast, all of that stuff and more. If you haven't seen it already, be sure to check it out. This week, we're looking at 5 players to watch heading into this Jets game. Mike, we've talked a lot about the Jets having new vibe, new coach, new quarterback. It feels like there's new juice around it, and somebody who's never afraid of the juice, by any means, Dion Dawkins.
No doubt about it. Dion loves playing against the Jets.
Because he hates them.
He does.
He loves it because he hates them.
So, in fact, he was asked, why do you like it so much? Here's Dion.
I'm an entertainer. I like to be on stage. So what is it that I like about it? You know, like they're in our division. So realistically, the Patriots, Dolphins, or the Jets, you know. There's stuff that happens like during games that guys say stuff. It takes you overboard, you know, like that. Some of those things happen previous years with the Jets. So they act, I act, we act, they act, I act, we act. It's like kind of like what is the thing at the carnival? Like it's like a Ferris wheel type of thing. It just hits its point and just keeps going. But I would rather it be like that. I like high intensity, high energy, high angry games. Like I enjoy that. Like I have so many different alter persons. You know, I'm Dion, I'm the snowman, and then I become like the abominable snowman when it comes to the Jets. I don't know. It's almost like getting coal for Christmas, you know. It's bitter taste.
Yeah, and when we say, you know, we joke around, we're not in the building, we're not assuming here that Dion hates the Jets. He's made that very clear in his own words. He went on a podcast a few years ago saying he hates them, that they're fake football players.
They're Instagram posers.
Instagram posers. So this game will have plenty of juice. Despite the head coach and a new quarterback, there will still be plenty of hatred. But that D-line for the Jets, Mike, is still pretty legit. And they have given Josh fits before, so it's, again, a big test for Dion in this offense.
Yeah, we bring out Dion as one of the guys because he hates the Jets, but that whole line's got to play, I think, better than they did last week. I know they scored 41 points, but it got into scramble mode. I didn't think they ran the ball effectively, certainly early, and I didn't think it was just a great performance. I thought they were getting outplayed by the Ravens early. Now, I know they made the big plays later, and the offense played better, but I think this O-line thinks it needs to be to play better, especially against Quinnen Williams and the Jets. Like, he's a stud. They can play well on this defensive line, and I think Aaron Glenn wants them to be physical as the head coach. I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, and that's part of it. That's part of what we were talking about leading into this game, was to be more physical, to be the more physical team. You know this game is going to be chippy. There will be pushing and shoving, but again, you want to see a little bit more of that, more physicality than they had against the Ravens. Other guys on the Bills' offense, as we finish that up, guys that need to step up, Mike, Dion and Keon.
Keon stepped up last week. He did. He played well, made plays for them, and that's great. He even said it. That's great. Now I got to do it.
Yeah.
He's got to do it again. This time it's on the road. Hostile environment. Maybe
Sauce shadows him. I know
wild,
Sauce
though.
popped up on the injury report, and again, if you would have told me 3 months ago that, hey, do you think Sauce is gonna shadow Keon? I don't know if I would have believed you, but again, off that performance, that's another guy. Like Keon would open up so much more for guys like Shakir and Josh Palmer and James Cook, and take the load off of Josh. That's what was so great to see Keon. Again, what do you always say, Mike? 5 for 70.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be the guy that goes 8 for 110 every game, but it was really nice to see. Again, I think this Bills offense, they went shot for a while with the Ravens, but I think they really want to build off that fourth quarter. Talking to Connor McGovern earlier this week, they were like, yeah, there were they felt they left points on the board. It's crazy to think of a team scoring 41 points and going, you know what, Mike? Just left some points out there.
They did it that way in a couple other games last year. They did it in Detroit. They did it against the Rams, where it got into scramble mode. The defense was doing nothing, and they can score that way. But their bread and butter is being able to be a team that can run it, a team that gets the ball to a bunch of players on offense, and then let Josh Allen be Josh Allen. And it's easy to say, well, Josh can do that. He shouldn't have to do it that much.
He shouldn't have to throw 250 yards in one quarter.
251.
251.
Yeah, it was amazing. But can't ask for that every week. Let's see what happens in terms of the offense.
So switching sides, those are the two guys we're looking for on the offensive side. Guys to watch for the Bills on the defensive side. Ed Oliver is going to miss this game. Last week they needed Dorian Strong to step up, and we thought he did. Thought he played a solid game in the absence of Trey White. Trey White is officially listed as questionable for this game. We're recording this Saturday afternoon. We don't know if he will play or not. But without Ed Oliver, that's going to lean on two guys, the two young defensive linemen that they just drafted, and Deion Walker and TJ Sanders.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask. Like, even in the first game, I thought they had a couple of moments, right? They played right away. Like, they were mixing them in. That's what they're going to do. But Ed Oliver was special in that game. And to see him miss this one, it kind of stinks because Ed got some attention.
Nationally.
Yes.
Yeah, that he deserves.
And here's this game. It's Nance and Romo. It's against the Jets. And then he goes and gets stepped on, and he's out. So, rookies, you got to be ready. And it's a lot of snaps in an NFL game.
Yeah.
It just is. It's a big difference for them. We'll see what else they do on the D-line. But I was already a little concerned. So you have no Dwayne Carter as depth guy. He's out for the year. And now you've got Ed out at least for this
suspended.
game. Yes. Ogunjobi in the middle. Like, this D-line should look different later, maybe look different on Thursday night if Ed can be back, though I don't know about that. But it's going to take a lot out of these kids.
The most interesting thing, or the thing I'm looking forward to, is to see how they rotate in. Whoever they call up, whether it's Jordan Phillips or Zion Logue, like, how do they rotate him in? They pretty much switched out the defensive tackles like they were defensive hockey pairs on defense.
Yep.
It was 2 and 2. They never really rotated Ed with TJ or Deion with Daquan. So I want to see if there is some of that cycling in with guys mixing in, not just TJ and Deion, if they rotate them in with Daquan or some other combination. Does AJ play inside a little bit more? Does Bosa have to pinch inside on some plays? It'd be interesting to see how they handle this moving forward.
Yeah, and the thing the Ravens did, I thought they got the snap off a little quicker.
Yeah.
I think it fooled the Bills.
Yep.
And it obviously impacted.
Fooled Cole Bishop.
It impacted, and Terrel Bernard.
Yes.
Like, it was I think they saw something, and that's the kind of thing an offense sees. They go, hey, they weren't set. They weren't ready. We make a quick change, and I could see on the one touchdown by Derrick Henry.
Film junkie.
Well, I'm looking at it, and Terrel Bernard was trying to make a change. Ravens snapped the ball. He gets caught up in a block. So does Williams. Milano overruns it, and poor Cole Bishop gets
dribbled like a basketball.
Yeah, so that was the case.
It's funny. I know I mentioned it before, but the defense will have a better time being able to communicate here on the road because the crowd, whatever crowd there is.
Oh, they'll have a good crowd. It'll be loud.
Quieter.
But it'll be quieter when they have the ball.
When they have the ball.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. I wonder all of that goes into it. The other guy that I'm really looking forward to step up, and a guy I'm watching for is, look, we know the safeties didn't play well. You don't have to be a film guru, some guy that played 15 years in the league to know that Cole Bishop and Taylor Rapp struggled. Terrel Bernard needs to play better. Matt Milano showed flashes at the end, I thought, in the few stops, sideline to sideline, showing his speed. But if the safeties are going to be a little bit of a liability, at least in the time being, Mike, you know what would help the safeties? D-line playing better and the linebackers playing better.
Yeah.
And they need to play better than what they did against Baltimore.
Well, and especially with Ed Oliver out, right? So now you got issues behind you and in front of you. The one thing Bernard does have, look, he is a very good player. I think when he has a bad game or bad moments, he usually comes right back.
Yeah.
And I think he'll study. I think he'll be prepared. I think he, Milano, and Williams are better than they played last week.
Yep.
There's no question. It was week 1, but this is a game, like you said, they need to play better. He's got to be on it. He's got to make up for some of the mistakes that I think are going to happen from inexperience or lack of physicality. He's got to be ready for that. And I think what we're going to see out of a Jets team is they're going to try to run. They're going to try to play action. They're going to do a light version Timu Ravens, right?
Timu Ravens or Ravens Zero Sugar.
Oh, that's not bad. It's what the Jets, zero sugar.
Zero sugar. But like that's where I look at it, because Justin Fields threw the ball well.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out, is he a franchise quarterback? He's on his 3rd team. But one thing he does do well is something that Lamar does well, and it's that read option. I talked about it after the game. Like, that's not Josh's strengths. Like, and to say that Josh has weaknesses, it's like, I'm not saying he's an incredible quarterback, but there's 2 things he doesn't do well. I don't think he throws a great back shoulder fade in the end zone, and he doesn't do the read well. And that puts a lot of stress on the linebackers. It's communication, it's assignments, it's doing your 111th. I know that it is such coach speak, but to see that Bernard and Milano seemed a little bit late, confused, they got lost in some of that sauce that they were running, the Ravens were. The Jets are going to try to do that. They won't be able to do it as successfully. It's not Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, but Justin Fields is really good with putting it in the belly of Breece Hall and pulling it out late. So, like, how they manage that will be massive, because if I'm the Jets, I want to slow this game down.
I want
to keep Josh Allen off the field as much as possible, and I'm running the ball. So
Yeah.
I look at this D-line as the big test tomorrow, and I look at the linebackers stepping up.
Absolutely. And Aaron Glenn is trying to create that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a Bill Parcells guy as a player, and then here he is with Dan Campbell. I mean, that's what they tried to do in Detroit. And I think he's saying, we need to be that team. I think he wants a physical team in total. And most teams say the best way to start that for your franchise is to run the football on offense and go from there. And I think that's what they're going to do.
Sean McDermott says this Jets team reminds him of what the Bills were doing in their early years.
Yeah, because he watches the Buffalo Plus podcast.
He does.
Now, I know he was the coach there and he ran that whole thing.
Yes.
But I know he was watching. He's like, I heard Mike, Dan, and Jenna saying it reminds them of the 2017 Bills.
Yes.
And then he decided to tell the rest of the media.
Well done, Sean.
Yeah, way to go. Oh, Sean the model.
I was going to say that. Sean the model. There's the thumbnail for you. All right, appreciate it as always. Those were our 5 players to watch for Sunday's game against the Jets. We will have post-game coverage as well in the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Again, Mike talked to Janae Coakley from SNY. My Uncle Dan's best bets are up there. Don't look at how the first week
Big
did.
week.
Yeah, bounce back week. I like the over, and I like Khalil Shakir to get involved this week. Those are just 2 plays we can sprinkle on. Be sure
to like, comment, and subscribe.
As always.
And Jenna, by the way, is at a family wedding.
Yes.
She'll be back working back in Rochester tomorrow, and then complete coverage all week long.
Doesn't stop. All right, from beautiful MetLife Stadium. He's Mike Catalana. I'm Dan Fates. Thanks for watching here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. We'll catch you after the game.